Good morning. I have a new song for you, and we're going to teach it to you. Call and response, okay? So here's the first line. I am a center of creation. Ready and go. I am a center of creation. I am a seed.
I am a seed
Planted in the stillness.
planted in the stillness.
I am a center of creation.
I am a center of creation.
Fertile ground
Fertile ground
for the highest thoughts of God. For the highest thoughts of God. Good. That's the same melody throughout. There's a few verses, but you get the idea. 2, 3, 4. I am a center of creation. I am a seed planted in the stillness. I am a center of creation. Fertile ground for the highest thoughts of God. I am a center of creation. I am a tree rooted in fullness. I am a center of creation. Fertile ground for the highest thoughts of God. I am a center of creation. I am complete, living in wholeness. I am a center of creation. Fertile ground for the highest thoughts of God. Here we go, ready? I am a center of creation. I am a seed planted in stillness. I am a center of creation. Fertile ground for the highest thoughts of God. I am a center of creation. I am a tree rooted in stillness. I am a center of creation. Fertile ground for the highest thoughts of God. I am a center of creation. I am complete, living in wholeness. I am a center of creation. Fertile ground for the highest thoughts of God. Good. Okay, this one, enough of you know that the rest of you will catch it, especially the claps. 1, 2, 3. Capo, my dear. Miraculous thing. 1, 2, 3. Use me, oh God, I stand for you, and here I'll abide as you show me all that I must do. I used to think God was the sun, God is the sun, but God's so much more than the earth and the stars, or all of creation. God is creator, all shine its light as me, as you so use me. Oh God, I stand for you, and here I'll abide as you show me all that I must do. Command my hands, what must they do? Command my life, it's here for you. God is the love that heals all creation. God is creator, makes all things new. And God needs us to shine its light as me, as you so use me. Oh God, I stand for you, and here I'll abide as you show me all that I must do. And God needs us to shine its light. God needs us to shine its light. God needs us to shine her light as me, as you so use me. Oh God, I stand for you, and here I'll abide as you show me all that I must do. Show me all that I must do. Show me all that I must do.
Isn't it wonderful that you can walk into any CSL and those claps are still going to be there on Use Me? So good morning and welcome to the Center for Spiritual Living in Santa Rosa, and thank you to our inspiring band for opening our hearts with their music. I am Reverend Russ Laguerre. I am your assistant minister, and I'm so glad to be here with you today. And if you're joining us for the first time or the first time in a long time, we especially want to welcome you here. And please know that your children are welcome here too. I saw that Casper was out there on our welcome team helping greet people. And please know your children are welcome to sit in the sanctuary. We also have the family room over in the corner, and we have our super fancy, amazing, awesome, incredible coloring table for our children as well. So there's coloring pages there, there's children's books, and we may even take your child's creation and put it up on our bulletin board to share with our center. So please know we love having kids here. Feel free to bring them. Also, I wanted to give a special shout out to our wonderful live stream viewers. Thank you so much for joining us online, wherever you're at. We are so grateful for you. And we also have a special ask for our Facebook and our YouTube live streamers. If you love watching us online, please consider clicking that share button to share with your friends and family and get the word out so that we can continue to spread our message of love, inclusion, and wholeness. Now, if you'd like to have more information about what's happening here at our center, you can visit our website, cslsr.org. There you'll find our Sunday bulletin by clicking on the Sunday Links button on our homepage. Actually, let me change it. I haven't updated my script here. There's actually a typewriter photo now on our homepage where you can click on that, and that will take you straight to our Sunday bulletin. So you don't even have to click on Sunday Links anymore. We've made it easier for you. And that Sunday bulletin contains everything that's going on throughout the week, throughout the month here at the center. So if you're looking to get plugged in to find out what's happening outside of Sunday service, it's the best resource that we have to help you to get connected to all of the amazing things that are going on here. And now, the fun, messagey part. I love this part. At the Center for Spiritual Living Santa Rosa, we are motivated by a vision of a healthy, loving world. It is known as the Global Vision, and it calls us to imagine a world that works for everyone. We envision a world where each and every person has enough food, a home, and a sense of belonging. A world of peace and harmony, enfranchisement, and justice. And this vision is supported by us through our shared values, which are displayed on the slide here. And would you please read these with me? Spiritual living, integrity, love, compassion. Together as a community, you help us to realize that vision a little bit more every day. We are so grateful you choose to be here with us, co-creating this new world that works for everyone. And so I know that somewhere between the music, the meditation, the prayer, the spiritual practices, and Dr. Edwards' message today is exactly what you need to experience for the next step of your spiritual unfoldment. Please know you are so welcome here. Now, sit back and enjoy some music before a short time of silent contemplation before our prayer.
There is just one mind. That mind is God's mind. That mind is perfect. That mind is my mind now. There is just one life. That life is God's life. And that life is perfect. That life is my life now, right now. Infinite Spirit, ever flowing, ever within me, ever growing, infinite wisdom, ever shows the way. There is just one love. That love is God's love. And that love is perfect. That love flows through me now. There is just one light. That light is God's light. And that life is perfect. That light shines through me now, right now, right now. Infinite Spirit, ever flowing, ever within me, ever growing, infinite wisdom, ever shows the way. That heart is God's heart, and that heart is perfect. That heart beats in me now. There is just one song. That song is God's song. That song is perfect. That song sings through me now, right now, right now, right now.
Please join with me in prayer as we come together this morning and know what a joy it is to be here together in recognition that God is so fully present within this room, that God is fully present everywhere at all times and all places, for God is all there is. It is so intelligent and so creative that it has put together a world that shines, it glows, that gives. It is a world, a universe that says yes, yes, yes. And in this very moment, I accept my divinity, my oneness with this present fully and without reservation, and to know that God's kingdom of love and breath and life is fully present within me as it is within all people, every single one of us here in this sanctuary, watching from home, no matter where anyone, no matter where life is, there is God. So this can be a day of celebration, of recognizing that this day, this gift of this day, is the most precious, the most important day of our lives, for we choose its unfolding this morning. We choose to let go of that which no longer serves and to accept that which we want to make manifest in our lives, because God does say yes, yes, yes. I give great thanks for knowing this, for expressing it, for the opportunity to be here among like-minded souls and to know that our lives are a blessing. And so with this feeling of gratitude, I simply release my word, knowing that today is a grand day, and we can say together, and so it is. Good morning. My name is Sherry Poole. I'm one of the prayer practitioners here at the center, and it is my joy to be here with you today. I invite you now to please join with me in today's affirmation, which is behind me. My affirmations with everything demonstrates my relationship with God, and so it is.
When I was a boy, each week on Sunday we would go to church and pay attention to the priest, and he would read the holy word and consecrate the holy bread, and everyone would kneel and bow. Today the only difference is everything is holy now. Everything is holy now. When I was in Sunday school, we would learn about the time Moses split the sea in two, and Jesus made the water wine. And I remember feeling sad that miracles don't happen still, but now I can't keep track, 'cause everything's a miracle. Everything's a miracle. Now wine from water is not so small, but an even better magic trick is that anything is here at all. So the challenging thing becomes not to look for miracles, but finding where there isn't one. When holy water was rare at best, it barely wet my fingertips, but now I have to hold my breath like I'm swimming in a sea of it. It used to be a world half there, heaven's second-rate hand-me-down, but I walk it with a reverent air, 'cause everything is holy now. Everything is holy now. questioning child's face and say it's not a testament. That'd be very hard to say. And see another new morning come and say it's not a sacrament. I tell you it can't be done. This morning outside I stood and saw a little red-winged bird shining like a burning bush, singing like a scripture verse. It made me want to bow my head, and I remember when church let out. Now things have changed since then, 'cause everything is holy now. It used to be a world half there, heaven second-rate hand-me-down, but I walk it with a reverent air, 'cause everything is holy now. Everything is holy now. Everything is holy now.
Thank you very much, Mr. Christopher Fritchie and the wonderful band. I think your voice is made perfectly for that song. It's just so beautifully done. Oh, my goodness. Good morning, beautiful people of the center. Hello, how nice to see some of you I haven't seen for a very long time. And hello to our online viewers too. I see you in the little box over there and in your comments and sharing as well online. It's so good to be together. We're at the end of the month, completing our series on relationship. And today's topic is this: the one and only. Kind of sounds like we're going to be talking about romantic relationships. But spiritually speaking, the one and only refers to the living Spirit Almighty, the divine. And the idea in today's message is this: that the kind of person that you and I become is connected to what is most important in our lives. The way we cope with life and move through life and grow through life tends to be shaped by what is most important to us. In other words, what we put in first place shapes us. And as we grow in our intimacy with that and learn more deeply what that is, we come to trust it and depend on it and believe in it. That's the message. So I'm going to tell a well-known story that I love telling. It's a story from the Jewish Testament of the people of Israel after they left Egypt and were wandering around in the wilderness looking for the land that they had been promised they would receive. Now, I admit, not being Jewish, I don't understand all of the cultural significance of the story. I can, however, relate to some of the universal themes in the story that relate to everyone, because it is a story about the one and only and keeping it in first place. It's the famous story of the Israelites who, according to the story, had been enslaved in Egypt, and they are rescued by Moses. And so move fast forward in the story, and they're on their way to freedom, to the land of freedom and plenty. And things just take too long. And they get fed up. They get feisty. So here comes our part. If you've ever felt trapped, stuck, to the point of being hopeless and tired, if you've ever yearned to get out, freedom, or at least for a new start, then this story may resonate with you. In fact, you might even recognize that you behave sometimes just like the people in the story do. So I think of Egypt not only as a geographical place, really it could be any place. It's really a symbol of a state of mind, that state of mind when I feel like I'm not in control of my own life. It could it could be one big thing, like a health challenge. Or it could be a whole bunch of little things, like, family dynamics with lots of people involved. Or it could be the slow accumulation of a bunch of things that I don't even notice them until at one point I wonder, how did I get here? Or it could be an unexpected, undesired pandemic of a thing that turns things all upside down and puts everything on hold for way too long. Whatever it is, that stuckness is the kind of thing that makes me feel trapped. And it takes up a lot of space in my mind. And it gets itself into first place. It fills up my thoughts and my imagination, and it can easily distract me from what I know. So much so that I might even forget what my spiritual nature is. The one we talked about in the past several weeks. I can forget it. And then the Moses moment comes. That's the moment, the opportunity to get out, to start again, to break loose, to move towards freedom. And that's what's happening in the story. Moses is leading the people to freedom. Very soon after their escape, they're wandering through the desert on the way home, and they start to become impatient. You know the story, right? They start to lose their confidence that it's all going to be okay. Their trust gets shaky. They begin to doubt, and the people start saying things. By the way, I think of the people as the different voices in me. Maybe you have them in you. So the people say, or that part of me says, I'm fed up with this. I don't think anything's going to change. And I can't take it anymore. I don't see any improvements. It's just more of the same. Where is the land I was promised? And as their trust goes down, their hopelessness goes up. And as their hopelessness increases, so does their desperation and fear, and they start reaching. And they start to fantasize about the good old days. Maybe it wasn't that bad. And instead of going forward, they start to want to go backwards to the way things were. They start to forget the vision of freedom. They even stop noticing what good is around them. And even when the miraculous happens, they doubt it. They discount it. They go against what they've been told. They've been told to keep the one and only in first place, to stay focused on the one and only. But no, because they're not getting their desired results quick enough, they start sneaking off and worshiping idols of other gods. Now, worship here means putting things in first place that ought not to be in first place. Now, only you know what that means to you. To me, it's like when I know there is a good and right way for me to live my life, but I don't. Maybe it's because I don't yet have the spiritual muscle to stick with it, or well, anyway, whatever it is, I sneakily give my attention to other lesser things, typically because I'm familiar with them and how they will reward me if I worship them. It's not that other things are good or bad. They may be. I don't know. It's just that, and here's what we started with, the kind of person that you and I become in the world is connected to what is most important in our lives. The way we navigate this world, how we make it through each day, tends to be shaped by what we put in first place. Now, here's an interesting tidbit in the story that you may relate to. While the people are in that reactive, impatient, willful, argumentative state of mind, they don't get to where they're going. They don't arrive. They just go around in circles. I can relate. When I am in a reactive, impatient, willful frame of mind, which often is characterized by me not having any time for my spiritual life, although I tend to have a lot of time for everything else, I don't tend to go where I want to be. Don't get there. And I know what the solution is for me and for the people in the story. Maybe for you, I don't know, but for me it is to put the one and only back in first place. and to me that means to take definite time daily to be still. You know, that's why I committed this whole year to start every single morning at 6 a.m. Pacific time, just for 10 minutes with a devotional practice to get on the right track, because I noticed I had strayed. And the practice has helped me get back on track. And it's allowed me to look at what is in first place in my life. And you know, when I get the one and only back in first place in my life, everything and everyone benefits. Just everyone. Now, the 10 Commandments show up in this story too. You know, the guidelines to help the people keep the one and only in the first place. So in the story, when they're getting all fed up and they start complaining all the time, Moses knows what the solution is. He knows it's to become still. He knows it's to go within, to go up into the consciousness of the highest, and to commune with the divine and to receive direction. So he does. He goes up the mountain to be alone and to contemplate. And he receives, according to the story, the 10 Commandments. And these are the guides to stay on the true path. You know, don't steal, don't cheat, don't lie, don't kill. The basics. And one of the commandments is this: keep your eye on the one and only. Or it's said like this in the Bible: thou shalt not have any other gods before me. And another one of the commandments is this: don't substitute anything else for the one and only. Or the way it's stated in the Bible: thou shalt not have any graven images. And by the way, if you do have graven images and you do have other gods, you're not going to get punished for it. You're not going to get killed. You're not going to get thrown in a lake of fire for eternity. No, it's worse than that. Here's what happens: whatever you put in first place becomes your God. It's that simple. And it will govern you. It will shape your thinking and influence your decisions and make up your mind for you. So the commandments are not a threat. It's just an explanation of how it works. So a graven image, then, I think of, it's a substitute. It's something that you put in first place where the one and only ought to be. And so it could be anything. It could be an idea, it could be a person, it could be a fear, it could be a habit, it could be a need, it could be a religion, it could be a goal. anything that you and I give the power to control our minds, our lives, our choices. So back to the story. So Moses is up on the mountain. He's communing with the living Spirit. He's receiving the guidance. And the people, according to the nature of the people, that's our lower nature. They're down lower on the ground. They get anxious and impatient. So I'm imagining them saying, we've been cooped up here for a long time. We need real leadership. We need results we can see. What's going on with Moses anyway? Why is he always up contemplating, navel gazing? We don't need silence now and spirituality. We need a plan. How is this okay? How is this better than what we had before? And so they start grumbling to one of the leaders among them, and they say, look, enough with this invisible power that's everywhere present, that runs in and through us, that is the source of all creativity. We need a God that we can see and touch and feel. So they melt down all of their jewelry and their gold, and they create a calf to worship. According to ancient times, in ancient lands, it was common to worship statues, images of animals. They were symbols of fertility and power. It was the old way. And I know how it is in difficult times to want to slip back into the old ways, one that is familiar. I mean, even if it didn't work so well then, it's still familiar. Early in my training in Science of Mind at the Center for Spiritual Living, I loved what I was learning about the divine, about the living Spirit. That it is a presence in and through all creation, in and through me, and that my own mind was the place where I intersect with the living universe, and that right at that place I have access to the creative power, the holiness of all of life, and that it tends to flow through me in the direction of my intentions. I loved that, but I was new to it, not yet solid. So I was easily tripped up. So when a particularly challenging situation happened in my life, and I wasn't yet fully comfortable with this new way of thinking and this new way of praying, when the situation got particularly serious and frightening, I panicked. I needed to do something. And I found myself on my knees reciting the prayers from my childhood. At least I knew how to do it. So now I have empathy for the people in the story. I get it. They had just emerged into freedom. I'm guessing they might have felt vulnerable. Maybe because they had been controlled for so long, or maybe because some of them hadn't ever been able to think for themselves in their whole lives. So in terms of spiritual, emotional development, they were new to freedom. And so when difficulty showed up, they may have got nervous and wanted to revert to something that they knew, the old way. Friends of mine in recovery have told me they can relate to this. How after recovery begins, every single day that you do not take that old God back counts as a step on the path to freedom. So I think of that now when I want to go back, so that I can go forward instead. I think of that now when I want to go back. And instead of turning back, I pause instead, like I do daily. I just stop to be with the one and only, so that from it I can remember forward. One of the great metaphysical teachers, Erwin Seal, wrote this. Now listen to this. whatever moves you to action or inhibits your action is a God to you. Whatever you believe in, to the point of being affected by it, is a God to you. Like the first time I bought a home, a house. Have you heard the phrase, God is all there is? Well, to me, the house took the place of God. You see, I couldn't afford it. It was too expensive. So I worried about it all the time. And to me, the house was all there was. It demanded all of my attention and my resources and all of my thinking. And I think that is what the phrase, worshiping a false idol, feels like, giving all of you to something that takes away your power and occupies the place where the one and only should be. Another great metaphysical teacher, Emmett Fox, wrote this: whenever we give power to anything but God, we are making that thing into a graven image, even though it is not a palpable image of wood or stone. Just like the first time I fell in love, and the second time, and the third time. You know, it's not that falling in love is a bad thing. It's not that buying a house is a bad thing. It's not that having a dream is a bad thing or anything. It's that if I forget to keep the one thing in the first place, that's the issue. And I think it may have been Michael Bernard Beckwith who said, the main thing is to make the main thing the main thing. I know that whatever I put in first position in my life will shape me. I know that. And I want to be shaped by the living Spirit Almighty, which is the source of all, everything, of loving kindness, of empathy, of generosity, of connection, and of wholeness. And I know that when I keep that in first place, well, then relationships, challenges, jobs, the world, everything can be navigated with a little more courage and a little more compassion, a little more grace, a little more resilience, a little more understanding. And I want to live like that. So I have a question that you might want to write down in your journal or just remember it for today. And it's this: what, if anything, is the thing or the things in my life that have power over me? And is it or they a worthy God to worship? Maybe you can follow up with some writing about this. What, if anything, would change if you and I took time daily to be still and to be with the one and only? I invite you to breathe in with me and to exhale as we have a moment of being with the one and only in prayer. There is only one, whatever it is. Call it the living Spirit Almighty, or the mother of creation, or the mind of the universe, or the energy of life, or eternal love. Whatever it is beyond qualities and definition and names. And yet words are what we have to work with, so I point in my own mind towards that which is eternal. With my words, I point to that which is immortal and everywhere present, that which is within me. the one and only, the living Spirit, within me and within every person and within all of creation. And today, through this prayer, I realize that I live and move and breathe and have my being in it, that I exist because of it. I am not only made from it, I'm one of it. And so this realization in me steeps in me the awareness that I am at home in this universe. And so I let fall away everything that suggests importance, self-importance to me. And I turn instead fully and directly and resolutely to the truth of being within. And from that stillness, I receive the guidance, the inspiration, and the comfort to know what to do and when to do it and how to do it. From that place within arises a courage and hope. From that place within, I feel my connection to all that is. And there is a quiet acceptance, a gladness even, that I have prayed this way. For I am aware that according to spiritual law, I am being changed even now. And so I feel myself rising in consciousness to take my place among the community of beings with more grace, more peace, and more wisdom. And I allow it to be. And so it is. I invite you to let the next breath you take be deeper than the one before. Then to exhale as we make the transition to the next part of our service. A spiritual practice of circulation, we call it. In pre-pandemic times, we would pass the basket. And if you've been here in the past several weeks, you know I've been talking about our financial condition and how the pandemic has taken its toll on us as a community, and how grateful I am to those of you who have stuck with us through thick and thin, through good times and bad times. And I appreciate that so very much. And because many of our community members have moved, relocated, and some have been impacted, lost their livelihoods, we have experienced a loss in revenue, and our current projections show us ending the year at a deficit of $100,000. So I've been talking about that as a way of saying our giving intention season is coming, and that means during October, we ask people to think about, prayerfully, what they would like to contribute to the center in the next calendar year, so that you can let us know, so we can make a budget based on that. And also, it's an opportunity to think, am I one of the people who haven't been negatively financially impacted, because maybe I can increase my donation to help compensate for the shortfall? You know, so if you win the lottery, or if you're sitting on a stash of money that I don't know where it came, fell out of the sky, that you think of your community, because we've got a lot to do. You know, one of the things that I think about is that this is our home. This is our spiritual home. This is our beautiful, beautiful spiritual home. There is no landlord to call when there's a leak in the roof, or when the parking lot needs to be slurried and fixed and painted, or when the air conditioner goes bang, you know. We are the landlord. So we get to call us. And so in addition to having some really serious conversations about the end of the year, we have normal upkeep. Now, if you think about your home, it's I don't know, maybe your home is as big as this, I don't know. But this home is big. And it's got things. Like just the other day, one of the air conditioners went bang. And it got fixed, but it was $5,500. You know, and then a leak appeared, as they will. And I think it may be in the vicinity of $40,000 we paid to repair it. And our parking lot is way, way overdue. We keep on postponing it. You know what that tar does? It cracks and it opens and the weeds come up. So it has to be maintained. Well, that's $40,000. 47 actually. So we plan for those. We have a really, really solid leadership team. We plan for these things, but we are looking now at how do we manage this. So in the tradition of having frank, open conversations with the landlord, I'm telling you what's going on, because we love this coming together, whether it is in person or online. We love this community, this coming together. We love gathering in this house of the living presence because it is a product of our dreams and our imagination and our aspiration and our desire to make sure that science of mind has a place in Sonoma County for generations beyond us. So please keep us in mind, win the lotto, dig up the cans in the backyard, whatever it is, I know I'm going to because I, like you, love our center. Now, you know that there are all kinds of ways to participate in supporting the center financially. You can go onto our website right after this broadcast or when you go home and click on the donate tab, and you can also get the address right there and send us a check. Snail mail, low tech, I love that one because usually in those envelopes are lovely messages of love also. We love that. And you can also text your donation. Oh my goodness. Has anybody done that? I did it too. It was super easy, and I love doing that. There's the number, 675-2399. I wish that spelled something, maybe we ought to do that. Have a competition to see who can make up an acronym for 707-675-2399. That could be fun. You can also deposit some cash in the baskets on the way out. We love doing that too. And our ushers tell me the lovely connection they experience with people as they walk out, because there is something about that ritual. Also, which is the bread and butter of our community, we offer an auto-giving practice, and that's where you talk to our staff. They figure it out with you and your bank. It's completely in your control, and in that way, what you wish to contribute comes out automatically. And I'll tell you why that's the backbone of our giving program, because then, you know how it is. If you're traveling, your contribution still happens. So that's why we really love that one. So keep that in mind. Keep us in mind. Remember, I am, you are, we are the landlord, and this Center for Spiritual Living is a function and expression of our dreams and aspirations. How lovely is that? Take a moment with me to think right now about some way in which you have contributed to the Center for Spiritual Living. It could be through your prayer. It could be from sitting right here. Or it could be being online in your pajamas with popcorn. Or it could be in volunteering. Or it could be through the financial contributions. And just think of that for a moment as we connect together on that support level. And then say after me, I bless this gift. I send it forth to heal and prosper. It does amazing work in the world. And so it is. Wonderful. And now, Reverend Russ, come and tell us what's happening in the community.
All right. Well, I love talking about what's happening in the community because we see what the outpicturing of that consciousness that created the center is. So the first thing that I'm super excited to tell you about, and you'll find out on your way out too, because we've got flyers for it, is the Sharing Our Bounty event is back. We had such a wonderful time last month. We couldn't fathom not doing it again. So we are inviting you to bring your flowers, your fruits, your veggies, and your baked goods to share with our community on Sunday, August 7th. That's this coming Sunday from 10 a.m. until 11 a.m. And the center is going to provide coffee, tea, breakfast treats, and bags for you to fill with all those goodies at our sharing tables. And this is open to everyone. So whether or not you bring something, there is something here for you. So please come and join us. It'll be a wonderful time. And you can either stay after the 9 a.m. service or come early for that 11 a.m. service. Also, speaking of food events, our volunteer snack and chat yesterday was a wild success. We had coffee, delicious food, and I can tell you the bacon and cheese scones were particularly spectacular. And of course, we had our wonderful volunteers with us as well. So I mentioned that because if you've been thinking about volunteering at the center, but you're not quite sure where to start, stop over at the information table or send an email to Linda Han, our Chief Operations Officer, and they will help you to find out where you can get plugged in here if you're looking to volunteer. If you have ever wondered how our Sunday live stream happens and you want to help out with that too, talk to the wonderful Christopher Fritchie. I know that he's been looking for some more camera operators who help these magical 3 cameras here get pointed at the right person and the right band and the right minister. So it's a lot of fun. I can tell you we have a lot of fun here with the volunteering wherever you're volunteering. So we would love to have you come and play with us. Now, I'm excited about this one too. Our next Spirit Walk is happening on Saturday, August 13th. That's 2 Saturdays from now at 9 a.m. And we're going to mix it up a little bit. We're going to go for a walk along the Santa Rosa Creek Trail, and we're going to start from the northwest parking lot of A Place to Play here in Santa Rosa. That's the large park that's on the west side of town, just north of 3rd Street. So if you're planning on coming and joining us on our walk, go ahead and click on the photo of the sneakers on our website, and there's a link there for you to RSVP. And you can also indicate on that link whether or not you're willing to give somebody a ride if they need a ride, or if you're looking for a ride, we will help to match you up with our drivers. So we had a wonderful time the last couple of times, and I'm really looking forward to this one again. It's going to be a lovely walk. All right, so each year, our center partners with 12 nonprofit organizations that are doing amazing work in the world. And today is the last day for you, our wonderful community, to nominate our 2023 nonprofit partners. We accept all nominations, whether it's local, national, or international, of organizations that are in alignment with our global vision. We've got the form link on our website for you to fill out. You can simply click the photo of the pink flowers. And again, today's the last day. So if you've got this amazing nonprofit that you would love us to know about, please go ahead and fill that out and let us know. And then finally, our last thing here, since 1986, a group of committed people have been meeting on the last calendar day of every month to pray and meditate together with a focus on world peace. Our group is coming together again because today happens to be the last day of the month. So all are welcome to come and join this World Peace Meditation. You can join it tonight at 7 p.m. Pacific time by going to the event section of our website and clicking on the photo of the world. And it's a really wonderful way to share your consciousness of peace with our planet. So that's all that I have. Have a wonderful week, and be sure to check out the art display in the social hall from Daniel Celador on your way out. Thank you so much for being here. I love you very much.
Thank you. Thank you, Reverend Russ, and thank you for being here. It's time for us to close our service. Do keep in mind that personal prayer is available directly after each service. There's also a prayer request box now. We brought that back in the social hall where you can drop a note saying what it is you would like our prayer partners to partner with you in prayer. So, with that in mind, won't you please stand and say, something wonderful is happening through me right now. It is this thing called life. Life is in my mind, life is in my body, and life is in my affairs. I think it, I feel it, and I accept it, just the way that it is. and just the way that it is not. Thank you, life. Know with me that you are never alone, that Spirit is right where you are, that you have only to look within at any moment to know that you are guided, sustained, and empowered by a presence that expresses itself as you in this world. In deepest gratitude, let us live our lives accordingly, so that in everything that we do and say and think, we honor this presence within. And so it is. Thank you so much for being here. I look forward to seeing you again, and let us close in song.
So let there be peace. I am a stand for peace. Let there be love. I am a stand for love. Let there be joy. I am a stand for joy. We are making a new world now. So let there be peace. I am a stand for peace. Let there be love. I am a stand for love. Let there be joy. I am a stand for joy. We are making a new world now. So let there be peace. I am a stand for peace. Let there be joy. I am a stand for joy. Let there be love. Ha! I am a stand for love. We are making a new